It is exactly 1 minute past 10 p.m. A very warm welcome to UBC News Tonight, coming to you live from the Nile Avenue with me, Sharon Kyomugisha, today on the 1st of May 2026. In our top stories, Uganda has the capacity to create surplus jobs if only the country's natives can wake up and embrace economic transformation initiatives. This is the message that President Museveni carried for Ugandans as the country joined the rest of the world to celebrate International Labour Day. Museveni put emphasis on the 4-acre farming model as the way to go for Uganda, warning against continued pursuing of non-economically beneficial education courses in the Ugandan job market. Henry Okurut with more details.
Boots on the ground, with smartness at its peak. As this celebratory mood painted Bishop Nkoyoyo Primary School in Matale, Buikwe District. It was International Labour Day, and Uganda was privileged to be part. Behind the celebration were some missing links as enumerated.
You hear of unemployment. We have too many graduates coming out, but you know, people are qualifying and their qualifications cannot match the available jobs. We want to ask you, sir, if possible, there should be a reform in our educational system so that we train people with relevant qualifications that match the available jobs in the field.
The policy for promoting ICT, innovation, robotics has placed Ugandan youth among some of the most top Ugandans and Africans that are doing wonders around the world.
The plight of the fishing community did not miss out in the submissions to the extent of capturing the attention of the president.
Kyokka essaawa zino abantu baffe tebamanyi kyakukola gye bali eyo ku mbalama z'ennyanja. Tukusaba nti ekiwandiiko ekyo bakyanguyeko abantu baffe bafune obutimba obulungi batandike okukola ate balabire famire zaabwe.
Omujjuzo ku nnyanja gulina okuba n'ekikomo.
Therefore, there must be a limit at the lake or the water bodies.
Abantu bameka abasobola kuvuba kyenkanawa?
How many people should be involved in the fishing industry?
And for how much? By how much?
Era nga bali bameka bafuna mmeka
bavuba kyenkanawa?
How much are they fishing or collecting from the water bodies?
So we can't go on with the buli ayagadde ali mu nnyanja, buli ayagadde ali mu nnyanja.
However, such challenges could be addressed if only other initiatives are embraced. The 4-acre model is the answer, according to the president.
Uganda has got arable land of 40 million acres. If only 7 million of them were used like Nyakana is doing, and each one employed 15 people, we would create 105 million jobs. More jobs than the whole population of Uganda.
The president also agrees with the proposal to change the education system.
But even the children who have already got this SWASWA and all those, you can go back for retouring. You just get a certificate or a diploma in
naye n'abasomye abatikkiddwa nga batikkiddwa mu ezo diguli z'ayogeddeko osobola okuddayo n'ofunayo ebbaluwa entonotono naye ng'ekuyamba okufuna omulimu.
There was, it may take time. When during my PDM tour, I met many of the young people who had done that.
President bwe yeetoolodde eggwanga lino ng'alambula PDM asanze abantu bangi ab'enjawulo
who have retooled themselves.
Nga bazzeeyo ne basoma ebyo ebibagasa okufuna emirimu.
Agreed with the president.
Casualization of labor, dormitories for workers in factories and all those factors.
Although we are trying to put in place efforts to address the unemployment, especially among the younger people. We have an industrial park as a government policy. It's up and running, but the industrial park is not enough. So we are going to look for other opportunities, especially skilling.
Including addressing challenges of the fishing community and introducing the minimum wage.
And the minister clearly explained the procedures where we have reached, what we are discussing, and the efforts that have been put in place to make sure that minimum wage is put in this country.
So when he talks about the omujuzo, is that because when there are so many fishermen on the lake, then the fish cannot be fished. We have no fish completely.
Let the fishing community not only look at fishing as the only source of livelihood, but let it engage in other income-generating activities.
At the end of the day, it was a celebration worth the time, with about 50 people awarded with medals. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Workers Member of Parliament Adinaito Rakajara has assured the public that the introduction of the minimum wage is at an advanced stage, and this follows various attempts to have the legislation which have hit a dead end. Rakajara reveals that the President Museveni, has provided guidance on how the minimum wage should be harmonized to benefit all sectors of the economy. Daniel Mugwea reports.
During the celebrations to mark International Labour Day, President Yoweri Museveni proposes to secure land alongside industrial parks to enhance the accommodation of workers. This follows the growing industries and the manufacturing sector, creating jobs for millions of Ugandans.
We are going to make sure that we make it part of our policy that an industrial park, we must get land nearby. Maybe not the investor himself, we can get other people to invest in that land provided by the government. We shall get investors to build low-cost houses. Nearby, as part of the industrial park development.
The President has hinted at areas of improvement to attract more investors into the manufacturing industry.
Apart from peace, what is disturbing the industrialists is power.
Transport costs.
Then you add transport costs oba ebisale ebyentambula. That's why government is now investing in the rail line. The train.
In an interview with the Workers' MP, Adinaito Rakajara, the existing trade unions have ensured an effective response to the concerns and issues affecting the workers across the country.
However, so many are missing. We don't really say that all workers are happy or justice or fairness at workplaces is 100%.
The legislator reveals how President Yoweri Museveni has welcomed the move to prioritize the introduction of the minimum wage in the next financial year.
However, a minimum wage that is well analyzed, that will not affect either side, either employees or employers, investors, and government. Because the government has its own agenda. It is planning to bring more investors by a certain percentage in this country. So, all this analysis must be done before minimum wages is set.
This follows several attempts to have the legislation, but in vain. Rwakajara says all sectors have been aligned to ensure that the legislation is a success. The minimum wage will also consider the informal sector.
We have proposed a very good minimum wage process on how to fix the process. You must have a board of a representative board where employers, government, and employees sit and determine the minimum wages, how it should be set. Number two, it should be sectoral.
Parliament last week passed the Income Tax Amendment Bill 2026, raising the pay-as-you-earn threshold to 335,000 shillings. Workers MP Rwakajara says this will motivate more players into the working space.
It is a good idea, it is a good move that as the costs of living increases, then the government should be considerate that some of the people should be helped to be exempted.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gitabinji, UBC News.
The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabbanja, has directed that all the illegal activities in Bugoma Forest should stop with immediate effect. The directive comes soon after a tragedy in which 28 people are believed to be dead when a canoe boat they were sailing one capsized in River Nguse in Kagadi district on Tuesday this week. The Prime Minister today visited the affected communities to condole with the bereaved families and delivered President Museveni's condolences of 150 million Ugandan shillings to be shared among the affected families. Jingo Francis reports.
On Tuesday this week at Kamata village in Kagadi district, a tragedy befell this community. A canoe boat capsized in River Nguse, killing at least 28 people. Today, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabbanja, visited the scene at the banks of the River Nguse to condole with the bereaved families.
Omushijo omwe yahengama kuyahengamire desi yamugambira leka kuhengama otita abantu ya mukwatanga nimwemerere kurungi kuyabere yayemerera yashuba yahinduka yanago mukono ngwe desi komanyoko iryato ryaje ryarerera uburya amezi kurya amezi ryahinduka ryagaruka nyuma
nanye wenkaba mu mulyato omo twali nturuganseri ntwambuka obwire buyizire batugenzere kweyiye koko manyire embera yese nuko kweri twemerire kurungi
ngoza kubagambira otinsa president Yoweri Kaguta Museveni abaramukize akuganya nayinywe abaganyire muno habukuferwaho abantu banyu nabwesonga eyo abokuganya buli afere irwe buli maka ampaire milioni 5 abantu 30 nizo milioni 15 nyinazana.
The Marine Police led by Sulaiman Kirungi have since recovered 8 bodies by this evening out of 39 people on board and 11 survived.
Baitu tubaziro bakaba abantu 39 ababaira haliato. Abantu 39 obujulizi bwetutungire nka polisi twakatunga nti bantu 11 no basoboire kuba nti bakasurvivinga 11 of them. Mu bantu abasigayireho bona tukyabatoza baitu nkwa kwa amahura marongi nti kuruga ijo butwatandikire twakazora abantu 8 saha zino nti timu yaito kyaloho maizi nobukugu okurante kutoza abantu abasigayire.
The Prime Minister has now directed that all the illegal activities in Bugoma Forest should stop with immediate effect.
I am directing that all those who have been burning charcoal across in Bugoma Forest must stop forthwith. We are not going to work on that road because that road will facilitate people to go and do illegal activities in the forest. We cannot allow people to die just like this. Because some people are from Busoga. I've been told here some people are from Nkoko in my home village. They are coming here for illegal activities. That must stop today. Today I'm going to call the minister in charge of tourism and wildlife and antiquities to come and seal off this place. Timwayongere kujayoko. Ebyo bikoze ki? Munyetegereze. Nabali omukibira mbagambe ngu bajja kusibwa. I direct police to handle those people. Abali omukibira genda obayeyo and arrest them.
Nabanja also directed police to ban all the canoe boats on River Nguse.
So the boats on this river are null and void with effect from today. So I have directed the police to ban all those small boats on that river. Losing 30 people is unprecedented. And so, using the powers as the Prime Minister of Uganda, I am stopping charcoal burning in that forest. Because people who are dying here are not from this place. Some of them are from Busoga. I'm told the others came from Kabarole. Others came from far, far areas, including my village. One introduced himself here, that is from my village in Nkoko. From here to Nkoko, it is around 100 kilometers. And so, since the president had already given a directive, so I'm going to, before I sleep today, I would have handed over that forest so that tomorrow the Wildlife Authority can take over.
These directives come soon after the president had ordered the Chief of Defense Forces to investigate allegations that some UPDF officers were involved in illegal logging of Bugoma Forest.
Bank of Uganda, in partnership with Abbey Finance, have launched international sustainability reporting standards, IFRS S1 and S2 for financial institutions, and an environmental, social and governance frameworks for the Tier 4 institutions across the country. During the launch at 4 Points by Sheraton, the Governor, Bank of Uganda, Michael Atingi-Ego, emphasized that the central bank will implement IFRS S1 and S2 and the ESG frameworks, highlighting that the standards will address critical gaps in sustainability reporting and align Uganda's banking sector, which should be recognized disclosure standards.
Many financial institutions, including SACCOs, have operated under self-regulation over years. As stewards of capital, the need for transparency and systemized recognized standards on accounts management and business models is critical to strengthening sustainable performance and inclusive financial solutions.
These standards represent a watershed in the global financial transparency. They require institutions to disclose not just what they own, but how sustainability and climate-related risks shape their business models, inform their enterprise-wide risk management, and influence their strategic commitments.
The ESG frameworks are intended to impact aspects of banking like governance, risk management, and even licensing.
We have adopted what we would call a nurturing regulatory posture, customizing licensing requirements, providing training, and offering hand-holding support to hold or to help SACCOs build the robust risk management, financial controls, and governance processes.
The framework has 4 pillars. One is governance, which is the first one. The second one is sustainable finance. The third one is risk management, and then the third one is reporting and disclosure.
The Governor, Bank of Uganda, Michael Atingi-Ego, has urged financial institutions to embrace these frameworks as structural enhancements to fertilize growth and deepen financial inclusion.
Licensed SACCOs gain access to regulatory guidance, enhanced financial reporting systems, deposit protection of up to 10 million shillings through the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, formal entry into the Credit Reference Bureau ecosystem for information sharing, and subsidized funding from the Agricultural Credit Facility and the Small Business Funds run through Bank of Uganda.
Pauline Ongoyet, UBC News.
Air pollution is emerging as a major public health threat in Uganda, with experts warning that it could become one of the leading risks in life in the coming years. During high-level multi-sector policy discussions held at City Hall on strategies to combat air pollution, the Executive Director of Kampala Capital City Authority, Sheriff Abuzeki, called for strengthened collaboration across all government ministries and agencies to urgently reduce pollution levels nationwide.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for the...
Air pollution has been ranked as the second possible leading cause of death among children and adults worldwide, according to the State of Global Air report.
It's also a big risk for children, especially those under 1 year and those under 5 years, because they get respiratory diseases that usually take their life if there are no immediate interventions, but also for pregnant women, it's a big problem because they usually get preterm birth, but also they have low birth weight children who are susceptible to illnesses.
Experts say Uganda's air quality has been steadily deteriorating over the past 3 years, with pollution levels continuing to rise across major urban centers, especially in the last 3 years.
It is estimated that up to close to about 1,800 people in Kampala could be dying because of exposure to air pollution over a prolonged period of time.
Industrial areas such as Kawempe are recording persistently high levels of air pollution with little to no improvement over the years. The Executive Director, Kampala Capital City Authority, Sheriff Abuzeki, says KCCA has put in place a robust multi-sector strategy aimed at reducing air pollution levels by 50% over the next 5 years.
And currently, we have over 100 air quality monitors across the city. We have improved the road infrastructure and introduced traffic management innovations to streamline flow of traffic and reduce congestion in our city.
However, experts warn that the everyday human activities and lifestyles across the country continue to contribute significantly to rising pollution levels. Abuzeki is calling for stronger action and greater involvement from government stakeholders.
Air pollution is a multi-sectoral challenge. Every government agency, every institution, every stakeholder, every individual and private sector, they all have a role to play.
UBC News.
In more stories, the Uganda Registration Services Bureau, URSB, in partnership with Operation Wealth Creation, has officially unveiled the second edition of the Uganda One Festival 2026, scheduled to run from the 7th to the 11th of December 2026. Speaking at the launch, Sylvia Awori, Director at Operation Wealth Creation, noted that Uganda's creative industry has long been hindered by fragmentation. She emphasized that the Uganda One Festival is designed to foster collaboration, unity, and alignment across the sector. Held under the theme, We Are One, the festival is a national platform that celebrates creativity, innovation, and enterprise.
Because today, here at the Uganda One Festival, we make a declaration, not just for ourselves, but for those who will come after us. The future of Uganda's creativity must be united, or it will not endure at all. No creative industry anywhere in the world has thrived in isolation. Not Hollywood, not Nollywood, not Amapiano. They succeeded because while competition existed, collaborations came first. Uganda is not short of talent. Uganda is short of alignment. And alignment is the voice we are making today.
And as URSB, we look forward to supporting you. But least and not last, very important to register your creativity, be it art, design, books, anything that is created of mind and reduced to a tangible format. Our offices are open for advice for how you can legally protect your works.
As you may all know, that this industry is a little bit left out in the savings journey. We believe that most of them, after they have done all the good things we've been hearing on radio, on TV, with our eyes experiencing, buying, putting in our houses, they retire without really nothing. So we believe that NSSF coming on board, supporting this initiative, is creating a new agenda where players in the creative space are going to start saving for their retirement and retire well.
The resident district commissioner Luwero, Miriam Nalubega, has called on students to take an active role in promoting patriotism and spreading the national spirit across the communities. This was during the pass-out ceremony of 548 patriotism students at St. Chizito Secondary School, Katikam Chisule in Luwero district.
The government's nationwide patriotism, also known as the National Spirit Program, continues to gain momentum across the country with a stronger focus on instilling national identity, unity, and responsibility among young people. At St. Chizito Secondary School katika Muchisule in Luwero district, 548 students have been honored after successfully completing their patriotism training. The program, aimed at promoting discipline, national unity and civic responsibility, began with a prayer service.
Uganda ekula lya Afrika. Ekula lino erya Afrika Uganda kyangu nnyo okulyonoona. Eno za programu eno esobola okuzzaayo kuma Uganda nti kula. Tusina ku topics eziri mu programu eno.
The Luwero Resident District Commissioner Miriam Nalubega reminded the younger patriots that patriotism goes beyond words, stressing that it must be demonstrated through action, discipline, hard work and commitment.
The patriots have acquired knowledge in fighting crime, self-defense, preservation of the environment. They've also acquired knowledge in keeping themselves secure from HIV, from drug abuse, from LGBT. It's a great pleasure. They've also gained knowledge in preservation of the national symbols, the flags, the coats of arms, to love their country.
School management led by head teacher Akua Clemencia praised the government for the initiative, saying it is playing a vital role in promoting awareness and national values among students.
When you look at the topics that we handle, including among others, introduction to patriotism, corruption, Uganda's history and the need to preserve the stability and peace that we enjoy, among very many others. These topics are very impactful.
Very grateful to His Excellency the President of Uganda and the Patriotism Secretariat for promoting patriotism in Uganda. Actually, I would encourage all schools to embrace patriotism training. It shapes the learners and nurtures them into responsible learners, responsible citizens.
Students showcased various skills and knowledge acquired during the training, while parents emphasized the importance of patriotism.
We've joined this club not only to love our country, but to know what's going on all in our country, Uganda. We've seen many of our sisters and brothers going abroad without even thinking about their country. Think that going abroad, it's only that getting money.
People just hear of patriotism and they think it is political, but it's not all about politics. It is about knowing Uganda, what you need to do to keep Uganda up, and for yourself.
Learners have benefited a lot, especially to those schools that are performing patriotism activities. Because we can see they have a very clean environment, they have a healthy body, they have sharp minds, especially after doing the drills. Therefore, I call upon all schools to embrace the ideology of patriotism.
The program is expected to continue expanding as more schools embrace it to nurture a generation rooted in national values. I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
Thank you so much, Ivan Juko. In more stories, Uganda Matters University Alumni Association has held an annual general meeting in Kampala where new association leadership has been elected. We have a detailed report.
The outgoing association chairman Stephen Alnaitu highlighted several achievements of the Uganda Matters University Alumni Association, including the expansion of new chapters across different parts of the country.
This year's event is quite unique because it has coincided with the ending of our term. So we'll be electing a new leadership. So I know by the end of today we will have a new president and the other members.
Gonzaga Kaswara, the speaker of OMUA, noted that the association has also supported university students by equipping them with practical skills through mentorship programs helping them compete effectively in the job market.
I must say that as an association, we are proud that one of our roles is to support the university in advancing policies that are competitive in the world of work. And so as the alumni body, we have supported our students of our alma mater.
Tom Best Alinde, the Director of Communications for OMUA, revealed the plans to develop land allocated to the association by the university into a tourism hub. The initiative is expected to generate income to sustain and support the association's activities.
It has been an exciting journey, definitely, and we've seen so many things happen. We've opened up new chapters, for example, the Hoima chapter, the Masaka chapter of the Uganda Matters University Alumni Association. So many other chapters have been in the pipeline or are still in the pipeline, and the next government will definitely have those achieved.
Despite these achievements, the leaders acknowledged ongoing challenges such as mobilizing resources, bringing members together and improving attendance at meetings. The Vice-Chancellor of Uganda Matters University, Professor Patrick Chamanywa, commended the association of its role in mentorship programs, strengthening alumni networks, and supporting students in acquiring hands-on skills. He urged the association to elect new leaders with a strong sense of professionalism to further enhance its effectiveness and growth.
I've just been briefing the AGM to move to a professionalized association where certain offices must be held by the people that hold qualifications in those offices. For example, Director of Finance must be something that is really done by a CPA holder.
The traffic police, working together with the Intelligent Transport Monitoring System, has concluded a road safety outreach program in schools with a call to parents to take the lead as primary advocates for proper road use among school-going children. The final outreach session coincided with the end of Term 1 and was held at Chibuya Primary School under KCCA.
According to the traffic police, about 700 children knocked down on the roads each year. This is mainly attributed to reckless driving, overspeeding, and children's limited knowledge of proper road use.
Teachers and the teachers or the directors of those schools that have taken it upon themselves to ensure that they teach these children on how best to use the roads. But however, in some other schools, the pupils are very green. They are very green. They don't know what they're supposed to do. And I think our coming on board is helping out.
The end of term road safety training coincided with the conclusion of the Intelligent Transport Monitoring System outreach program, during which at least 5,000 children were trained.
To scale up the road safety knowledge and skills with the school-going children, so that when they're out there going home or going to school, they are able to be cautious of their own safety while on the road. Because we've come to realize that most accidents in this country, according to the police statistics, are caused by reckless driving.
The Intelligent Transport Monitoring System outreach program involved visits to various schools to train students on how to avoid road crashes.
Only prudent that we come out and prepare these young school-going children with the right knowledge to know when to cross the road, from where, what the interpretation of the traffic lights is, and how they should go about it.
The Police Directorate of Road Safety urged parents to take responsibility for their children and to be aware of their movements while on the road.
We look at the government incorporating this on the curriculum, road safety on the curriculum. There is something we can do. For example, we have told these head teachers or teachers to ensure that when they parade, get a tip on road safety. Talk to them. We have been to some schools where you find so many signposts around. They're talking about HIV, they're talking about COVID, even which is no longer there. But then they ignore road safety.
Through this outreach program, Intelligent Transport Monitoring System, in collaboration with the traffic police, local governments and KCCA, reached at least 12 schools. Abdunasile Lubwama for UBC.
Uganda's rollout of the new competency-based secondary school curriculum is shifting focus from theory to practical skills as the country works to prepare learners for a dynamic job market. It is this approach that the Uganda Vocational and Technical Assessment Board is championing with education stakeholders, now emphasizing hands-on learning as a key pathway to employment.
King's College Budo classrooms turned into innovation hubs as students showcased projects ranging from solar-powered systems, ICT innovations, to food processing and engineering prototypes. The exhibitions reflect a growing shift under Uganda's new curriculum, which promotes competence-based learning, equipping students with practical skills alongside academic knowledge.
For the students as are here, as you know that the secondary school is now emphasizing competence-based skills. Yes, so that competence-based curriculum enables them to get to the level that they are here.
Professor Okello noted that Uganda's competence-based curriculum provides a strong foundation for nurturing innovation, but must be supported with technical training and assessment systems that validate practical skills.
What we have seen demonstrated here, they would get a skill and it would be a certifiable skill that they can get from any of the assessment centers that are under Uganda Vocational and Technical Assessment Board.
Engineer Okello encouraged the students to use school holidays to pursue short technical courses in areas such as fashion, electrical installation, cookery, arts and welding, which skills are increasingly recognized under national assessment frameworks.
S6 is even much longer. There are short courses that they can do and come out with a skill in one way or the other, whether it is fashion and design, whether it is welding, whether it is the culinary skills that we have seen.
According to the school administrators, career guidance is no longer just about choosing professionals, but helping young people understand and develop the skills needed to thrive in a competitive and evolving economy.
We know that 75% of the population of Uganda are youth. That means if you go only in the academics world, you will find that in the future they are going to have job-related challenges. But when they start learning skills from an early age, it is a way of preparing them for a better future.
For schools like King's College Budo, career guidance is no longer just about the future, it is about building it.
When you don't use Momo, you are forced to quarrel.
Mama, balance? Mama, nkwere nkumitano.
Ompa ile kumibiri.
Abantu abakuluma atandisa obuyayi mwena.
Obuyayi obulira.
Iwe.
Ngobi yanko bantu
sente dange nizade kolera ngobi nakolera sente dange.
Save yourself from quarreling. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3# to pay and enjoy zero charges below 5k. That's the power of Momo.
In a fast-moving world, why are we still stuck with paperwork? Signing here, stamping there, moving from office to office. It's exhausting. Now, there's a better way. With UG Pass, you can securely prove your identity, sign documents, and access government services anytime, anywhere. No delays, no stress. Everything is instant, safe, secure, and government-backed. UG Pass, your identity secured. Available in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. UG Pass is a product of NITA Uganda.
In 1986, a new chapter began. A fundamental change was etched into the heart of our nation. Uganda has since then witnessed a socio-economic transformation under the leadership of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Through peace and security of persons and property, economic growth, infrastructure expansion, health improvements, education, regional integration, industrialization, digital transformation, youth and women empowerment, wealth creation, among others. A nation once in recovery is now a beacon of regional stability. The people have spoken, and the NRM government has been given another term in office. The Board of Directors, Management and staff of the Uganda Broadcasting Corporation proudly congratulate His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Tibuhaburwa upon his resounding victory in the recent elections. Witness history as it happens as we broadcast the swearing-in ceremony on Tuesday, the 12th of May 2026, live at the Kololo Independence Grounds here on UBC TV, our radio stations, and all our digital platforms. Ugandans, let's protect our gains. Long live NRM, long live Uganda. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Welcome to the business news from on UBC TV. Now, from the business desk. In a bid to boost agriculture and improve food quality across Uganda and Kenya, stakeholders are demanding immediate action to cut food loss and scale up value addition following a new report highlighting massive post-harvest waste. The report reveals that Uganda loses between 30 to 50% of its food annually, equivalent to about 316 billion Ugandan shillings, while Kenya records losses of up to 40%, valued at 72 billion Kenyan shillings. Policy awareness is notably high in Uganda at 89% compared to 56% in Kenya.
The government, working with civil society organizations in agriculture and nutrition, has launched a report focused on improving food quality and reducing post-harvest losses in Uganda and Kenya. The study, conducted between 2025 and 2026, offers a comparative outlook and policy recommendations for both countries. During the event held at Golden Tulip in Kampala, experts linked these losses to poor storage systems, limited agro-processing capacity, climate-related spoilage, and weak market access, especially for smallholder farmers.
Yeah, the study was done in the two countries, and today we are here with many other partners to reflect further on these findings. And this report comes to us at a point that I would say is very timely, at a point where we are all concerned on how we can strengthen the sustainability of our agri-food systems. And we recognize the role that is played by the small and medium enterprises.
Recent agriculture assessments in East Africa show that post-harvest losses remain one of the biggest threats to food security, especially for perishable crops like fruits, vegetables, milk, and grain. Food and agriculture experts further note that reducing losses by even 10 to 20% could significantly improve national food availability without expanding farmland.
What is very interesting is now when we are talking about circular economy, unlike linear economy, we look at waste as a resource. There's no waste you treat as waste, but every waste can be turned into very important and resourceful products.
Josephine Akia Luyimbazi, Executive Director of Pelum, Uganda, noted that the report provides practical evidence-based solutions to strengthen food systems for value addition and efficient management of agricultural waste.
In terms of thriving the business sector when it comes to waste management, we as an economy and also our counterparts in Kenya rely a lot on agriculture. But with agriculture, there lies a big problem in terms of waste management. When we bring all the matoke from Umbarara, the peelings come along and we dump them in a Kasero market. We also have perishables that are always dumped on the sides of these markets. And these need to be turned into money for a smallholder farmer to benefit.
Religious leaders from across Uganda's faith communities have hailed a new fuel initiative in Nansana, led by young entrepreneur Chigongo Musa, as a model of unity and inclusive economic growth. The project, which has already created more than 135 jobs, was praised by figures including Sheikh Shafiq Mafo and Pastor Wilson Bugembe, who commended its role in empowering local residents and lifting families out of poverty.
At a time when fuel prices continue to rise across the country, residents of Nansana are celebrating the opening of a new fuel station in their area, bringing relief and boosting competition alongside other stations already operating nearby towns such as Mukono. The new station, launched by a 35-year-old Ugandan entrepreneur, has already created employment for more than 135 people. Staff members have praised the initiative, describing it as innovative and timely, especially in the face of the rising fuel costs.
Tweyanziza ku lwa divoni etubeereddewo nnyo bana abantu abamu babonaabonna nga tebalina mirimu biki naye olaba ffe tubaddewo ku lwa divoni wadde abantu bangi emirimu ate divoni is a very good company erabirira abaana ebawa obujanjabi.
Meanwhile, border riders said the new station's fuel prices are more favorable, allowing them to continue their daily operations more sustainably and improve their earnings. Religious leaders led by Sheikh Shafiq Mafo and Pastor Wilson Bugembe have commended the young entrepreneur, praising both his business vision and the broader development taking place in Nansana.
That God will bless you, you make a lot of profit. May we be one of the best divons in Uganda.
Amafuta gano Katonda gataddewo gawadde bana abantu bangi n'eziganyo tebazirina walirudde wamusanga kugwakuwa okugulawo ey'omukaaga omanye abantu 183 bonna nga bayimiridde ku ggwe toli mugezi Allah yabikolera.
Officials from the fuel company say they remain committed to delivering quality and affordable services to Ugandans. They also expressed appreciation for support from people of all faiths, noting that although the company is founded on Islamic principles, it continues to serve the wider community without discrimination.
We've been joined by the youth around as our employees here. So it's basically, today we celebrate a new home for us as Devon Petroleum, and we hope to work with the community. We have the police here with us, we have a church next to us.
Well, we'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with sports news.
When you don't use Momo, you get insulted by strangers. Save yourself from insults. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3# to pay and enjoy zero charges below 5K. That's the power of Momo.
series. Perfect snap, any zoom. Enjoy 9 GB free MTN data valid for 3 months. Available in any Techno or MTN outlet near you. MTN is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Welcome back, and from the sports desk, Seroma Christian High School in Mukono district has hosted a glamorous opening ceremony of the 2026 Uganda Secondary School National Ball Games 1. It was graced by Bishop Hannington Mutebi and Sports Commissioner Duncan Smugumye, who preached against non-bona fide athletes. Ball Games 1 is a contest that has attracted several schools and about 6,000 learners contesting basketball, 3x3 for under-17s, regular basketball for open category, under-17 netball, girls football, hockey, rugby, 15s, badminton, table tennis, under-17 handball, tennis and under-17 volleyball.
Every time the win is good, but I did not get what I was expecting from them in this game, though they play hard to win. Pressure, every time you see pressure, you calm down. Yes, that's what wins the game. But if you see pressure and you panic, you lose.
Yeah, our target was to get out of the group stages. And since we have lost to the top seed, so we have to fight for our last game and go as a second seed, so that we go to the last we go to the last 16, because they take number 1 and number 2. So we're now fighting for the number 2 position, having lost to Ndeje. It's good. I give credit to Ndeje for running that, seeing young girls.
We just won a game from Seta High Green Campus 3-0, and we hope we are going to win more matches other than this one.
Played our first game against St. Joseph's Nagalama, which we beat it all 3 singles. So hopefully we can win in our group, and then hopefully we can also qualify for East Africa Games.
But what made us continue is that our coaches are still on our side telling us what to do, so that we're not all about our coaches up on the bench for directing us, go here, screen, pass. So our win has been about communication from our outside people mostly.
The 2026 University Football League final will be decided this Saturday at Ham Stadium, where Mutesa 1 Royal University takes on YMCA Comprehensive Institute, both teams chasing a historic maiden title after navigating a competitive season. Our reporter Nalusiba Winnie takes a closer look at this highly anticipated showdown. Take a look.
After months of intense competition, the stage is now set for what promises to be a thrilling encounter. The countdown to the University League final is now over, and excitement continues to build ahead of the much anticipated clash between Mutesa 1 Royal University and YMCA Comprehensive Institute. Both teams have defied the odds to reach the stage, demonstrating resilience, discipline and determination throughout the season. YMCA Comprehensive Institute booked their place in the final after a dramatic semi-final victory, showing composure under pressure and fighting spirit that has defined their campaign. Mutesa, on the other hand, has impressed with consistency and tactical organization. Their journey to the final has been marked by solid defending and a sharp attacking edge, making them one of the most balanced sides in the competition.
And my team is very organized. We are very determined to see that we can get that trophy. With God's power, so we are very determined to see that we can perform well, to see that we can get.
We're not here as underdogs anymore, because on the final there is no underdog again. Underdogs, they are down there now. We are on top like champions, have to act like champions. A champion does not underestimate his opponent. A champion takes on a fellow champion. So I will take them as champions, so I'm ready for them.
Two captains, Rachi Brahmandan of YMCA and Junju Eddy from Mutesa Royal University, believe this final represents more than just a game. It is an opportunity to make history.
I'm going to first thank the fans for having been there for us since the first day, because they've always been there supporting us in each angle.
So I'm now calling upon each and every one, my fellow students on both campuses, to at least come and witness.
YMCA secured their final slot after knocking out Kampala University in the return leg by 6-5 in penalties, whereas Mutesa One Royal University secured their slot after defeating St. Lawrence University by 3-1 in Kavule, and in the first leg they all registered 0-0. Nels Bawini reporting for UBC TV in Kampala.
That's all we had for you today on the 1st of May 2026. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha, and thank you so much for watching both bulletins with me. From the team and I, have a lovely night and a very beautiful, blessed weekend. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.